We're reading for someone who may identify as both the victim and the villain. You may even swing between these two polar opposites. You may battle with yourself around this. Small behaviors can trigger you feeling either way, and it could be challenging for you to find an in-between. You could have felt for a long time in life, whether you've repressed this or have been aware of it, that you have some kind of troubles, problems are broken, or there's some kind of an issue around sexuality or sexual subjects or sensual energy. You could feel like you have a strange relationship to this, and that's something you've had to work on a lot in life, or that you did have a strange relationship to it. If even a small behavior makes you feel identified in a predatory way, it's very triggering for you. Perhaps you spent some time in life feeling predatory, 737 and 55. And yet this is subtle. Simultaneously, you feel this energy of being victimized or a victim, but maybe that part of you feels more unconscious or unaware of why or how, or doesn't have the full evidence. You could have experienced some health issues growing up, or even now there could be health struggles that are actually really connected to this dynamic in yourself, to these experiences and repressions around victim-villain dynamic, especially as it relates to sensuality or sexuality. Sometimes you can feel very helpless or disempowered, and then if you are in a more forceful energy or trying to make things happen, again, it's like you could trigger yourself or not like that aspect of yourself because it reminds you of this villainous predatory behavior. This could lead to some kind of repression or suppression around certain aspects of your being that are actually really important and useful for you. But because they trigger such an icky energy when you step into those aspects, they get really pushed down. And maybe you have yet to, or it took you a long time to, build a healthy relationship with those aspects, or rebuild one, so that you can stand in your full energy shamelessly. It feels like you could know no in between within yourself or others. It's either villain-victim dynamic, you're on one side or the other, 222, 221, but you're not as familiar with something that is in the middle, something that is whole, something that is both yin and yang, but one. The feeling of, for example, a non-black and white dynamic. There's a bit of an extremism in this, and I am getting some father wounding here, or masculine wounding. So a lot of this deep-seated angst, resentment, pain, hurts, this war, this turmoil, a lot of this is really connected to masculine energy. And it deeply affects your masculine energy. But of course, whatever energy it affects, then everything else will be affected from there. So masculine will also affect feminine. It's the whole ecosystem as one, as it is together. These aspects of you that you've learned to demonize as well are very powerful. So you could be a person that has not been feeling in their full power. Or if you've already worked through this energy in life, you could have spent a long time not being in your power. Because we actually need these pieces of us. We just need to find our way to a healthy connection, relationship, and understanding with them. For example, being more forceful or more in the masculine, or going for what you want, doesn't have to equal being a predator. But if you were first exposed to or repeatedly understood that those kinds of energies equal predatory behaviors or create some kind of hurt, then of course you would kind of press those down, hide those away, and not want to embody those because they are associated to that for you. Spirit is also saying you're somebody who is trapped in your own mind, or you could have been, could be a lot, which is equal to being trapped in their own demise. Now please make sure you're only taking what resonates for you. Please do not make anything fit. However, who we are really connecting with here, you are somebody who has been violated, okay? And this is something you are aware of already. So please, if you don't relate to the feeling of having been violated, even if you don't have, tangible memory of it, it's just a feeling for you. But if you don't relate to that, please don't let somebody on the internet tell you that you have been through something that you don't recall or feel. This is for those of you that know you've been violated. Even if you don't have a memory, like a vivid memory of it, that you live with the feeling of you've been violated. And that's very much connected to this message. You can look and see here in this imagery, there is the visual of being violated. If you just look at the images, you can pick up on that sensation here. You could have even been exposed to violence, especially at a vulnerable moment, a young age, or a time where you were being very soft or you felt helpless, something like this. That is when you could have been exposed to this. And again, you can also have your own tendencies in other ways that relate to this, just as being a human, which then makes you feel or embody that you are also the villain or the perpetuator. You could even feel that failures and defeats in life, times you felt like you failed or were defeated completely, you could feel that these are connected to this subject, that somehow it's you, it's your fault, you are the problem, it's because you were not strong enough, or you were weak, or because you're a bad person somehow, or you could really internalize and blame yourself somehow. And then on the other hand, you could also look at it as because you were a victim, because you were victimized, because you were violated and experienced these things that also hurt and sabotaged. But again, it's like you move between either far left, far right. It's like far between both. And I don't feel in this particular subject that you found your middle ground yet, that you found your balance yet. It's like you're unable right now to hold both in one unit. It's not possible. It's like you are either in that lens or in the other lens. I've either been a victim and this is connected to that and I'm feeling full victimness, or I'm the villain and I'm the perpetuator and it's my fault and I'm bad and I've done bad things, or the way I am is wrong and it's my fault that this happened and I wasn't strong. And it's like there's not this combined, integrated view yet. You've got a masculine energy on the other side that is actually helping you, but at a distance, okay? They keep their distance and they say, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it so much. 747-707. They're encouraging you to get in touch with the human mind, human behavior, human psyche. This helps you to grapple with 717, how everything is working, and not internalize it so heavily, not identify with it so much, to understand that all beings are capable of everything and have their complexities. 727, and then not everything is black and white, but it's a gradient. Context matters, our relationships matter. It's not about perfectionism, but learning. 737. You also could have felt very objectified at times in life, and you've went through phases where your light felt so dim, it's like you weren't even there. It's like your life force was totally drained. Now, if you're really resonating with this energy, we're going to make an extended. The link is in our bio. Please make sure the title matches, the image matches. If you're watching on YouTube, then the link is in the description box below. We'll go much more in depth and personal with this energy. We hope to see you there, but if not, thank you always for being here. Much love.